Minato Namikaze, better known as the fourth Hokage, was a once-in-a-lifetime caliber shinobi. When you think of the ideal ninja, someone who carries and executes his missions in the highest form of efficiency and tactical ability, he may not necessarily come first to mind to you. And there's a reason for that. Part of that being he died so early on, and secondly, probably because he accomplished so much in a short amount of time, it's usually overlooked. But someone who has not sat down and fully grasped why a ninja like Minato is so coveted and so loved, just like Itachi, some of the most exalted and beloved idols for young people within the shinobi world, and why his skills and ability are so abnormal for someone of his age. Praised by both young and old, both by those who were there to witness it firsthand and those who heard it from stories, and use it as motivation to achieve the desired place in the ninja world. Let's get into the video. Firstly, Minato is not from an exalted, widely known, prestigious clan like the Uchiha, for example. I'm sure Minato at some point had to step out of the shadow of Fugaku, who was the future leader of the Uchiha and the future father of Sasuke and Itachi. It wouldn't surprise me if at the point where the written exams begin, in the Chunin exam, Minato really started to separate himself from other shinobi. I'm sure that's when they first began to notice it. And ultimately, that's what Hashirama wanted. Ninjas from different clans being able to still put the village above their clan. They're more than just their clan. They're more than just the crest on their back. They take the most pride in an insignia that's on their forehead, which is village. Minato is literally the perfect representation of that. Also with Itachi, they're able to transcend the stereotype of their clan just trying to box them in, and this is all you can be because this is where you're from. They put the village above the clan, and that's part of why people like Itachi and people like Minato are able to go so above and beyond for the village, because they are not selfish. And all in all, it's mainly because since they were children, they actually paid attention to the teachings of the past. So they understand that in order to keep chaos and all-out war from ensuing, the stability and framework of the village needs to be upheld above all else. Because that's how you maintain the peace, or at least the momentary peace within the village. It's how you keep the village stable and to keep the framework intact. That's why they go so above and beyond for the village, because if the village falls, you just have chaos again. It's going to be just like the warring states again. Their thinking has already been calibrated since a young age, being in the academy, thinking about the village instead of their individual clans. It allows them to think on a different dimension, and it also plays into a piece of their resolve to do some of the toughest things that a ninja can do, because the love you have for your village is so immense that it pretty much transcends anything else that would harm the village. You're willing to sacrifice yourself for the village. You're willing to sacrifice other people for the village and stuff like that. It really changes the mindset of how you approach and view the shinobi world. And it ultimately is going to change the way you act, and it's going to change the way you view people, because when you have a greater appreciation for the village and what you have, it's going to change how you treat people. That's why you'll see that Itachi and you'll see that Minato are some of the most virtuous, most kind people you could ever meet. Gives you the foundation for what you would need in order to be especially the Hokage. It really starts in the academy when you're a child. It starts when they're trying to instill those core principles of the will of fire within you. And the people that truly have the will of fire are literally the ones that become Hokage, the ones that find their resolve. Secondly, he mastered and studied a forbidden jutsu, teleportation, which is even more insane considering only one other person has cracked the code on using Flying Raijin, which is Tobirama. Minato literally just perfected it. The Flying Raijin is literally able to beat the Sharingan because it's teleportation. People can't react to something that goes from point A to point B. You know, it teleports. For him to be the only person to master the Hiraishin is pretty incredible, if you ask me. So much to the point, Naruto believed that Minato created the Flying Raijin jutsu. He actually did. He just perfected it. And Flying Raijin is difficult because you need to have a lot of chakra, and you need to kind of have a knack for it. So it's not something anybody can do. So for example, of course, you know, Minato and Tobirama have lots of chakra. When Minato taught it to his former guards, it took 3 of them to do it, and they needed to concentrate and infuse chakra in order to do it one time. Minato can do it at any point, so that should tell you that he was naturally just different. Like, bro was just built different. Oh, another thing, we didn't even get into the Rasengan yet. So for those that don't know, Minato doesn't just have one chakra nature. Minato has 3: fire, wind, and lightning. Of course, we know that wind is his main chakra nature, and most likely was his first chakra nature. I mean, his last name is Namikaze. But however, in case people didn't know, the Minato never got the chance to complete the Rasengan. He had 3 different chakra natures. I'm pretty sure he was planning on continually upgrading the Rasengan to the point of the Rasen Shuriken, and of course to the point in where Boruto, for all intents and purposes, has completed the Rasengan. He has added several chakra natures to his Rasengan, and using lightning, he turns it into a vanishing Rasengan, which I don't think Minato would have had an issue doing if he had enough time to do it. I mean, Boruto did this shit on accident. So if Minato, who figured out the Flying Raijin, actually studied and tried, I'm pretty sure he'd figure out how to throw the Rasengan. He just died before he got the chance, in my opinion. One thing I do notice that the brainiacs like Indra, Sasuke, Naruto, Minato, Kakashi, in terms of creating jutsus, are really good at it. They're really creative with it, or like just put in their own spin or touch onto it. It seems like the people that create the jutsus, like Orochimaru and Minato, Naruto to an extent, Sasuke, Kakashi, they're really Itachi, even the way he uses his crows and genjutsu is really creative. So it seems like the real brainiacs, the one that really have a knack for just studying ninjutsu and really enjoy studying ninjutsu and genjutsu and stuff, they really open more doors and really reap the benefits of it. It's very apparent those that create jutsu just have more mental energy and have more of a knack towards creating that type of stuff. And lastly, which I think is the most important, he loved his village above all. He was willing to go to extreme lengths to uphold the namesake of the village and protect it. The teachings of the Will of Fire enabled him to increase his mental fortitude that he would need to get through those tough situations. Those that adhere to the Will of Fire are those worthy of being the Hokage. Like Itachi said, the village chooses you. Those that adhere to the Will of Fire are those that have the most mental fortitude and usually are the bravest ninja, which is what separates the great ninja from the legendary. They can put their life on the line and even go as far as to give it up because they know the goal is to ultimately entrust the next generation to deal with the future issues. It's what allowed Naruto to give up his life. The same goes for Minato, Itachi, Tsunade, Hashirama, Hiruzen, Kakashi, Shisui. The list goes on and on. It allows people, it's why people like Danzo are unable to truly look at themselves as the Hokage. It's the reason Tobirama chose to give the Tiger Hokage to Sarutobi, because he knew that Danzo didn't really have the Will of Fire inside of him. He didn't have the guts to basically die for his squad, and only somebody that's willing to die for their squad, willing to die for their village, can be named Hokage. Those are the ones that truly care. Those that walk in front of others even if they know they'll die. Danzo further proved this by running underground like the coward when Pain attacked the village. And it's that Will of Fire, that determination to keep walking forward and to endure, even when everything is against you. And in my opinion, which is why Boruto will be probably as mentally tough as you could probably get in a world like this. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I thought I'd just make a quick little video, explaining my thoughts, something that popped into my head. But I have another video coming out tomorrow, real soon. If you guys enjoy this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know what to do. I don't have to really say this. And with that being said, peace.